Welcome back to the Jacked Racing YouTube channel. Welcome back to the shop. We are here with a special guest today. Dad's back.
Hey!
Woohoo! We are getting ready to go for our race this weekend at New Smyrna Speedway. We're trying to fix everything that was broken last time. If you saw the last video, you saw that we broke a lot of stuff from our last race weekend. And we are kind of still putting the pieces back together and getting ready to roll. So, first of all, we're working on the trailer. We're getting that thing ready to go. We got new tires. We got a replacement rim for the one we broke. We're kind of just cleaning it up right now. You can see we're kind of taking care of some of the surface rust that was in there while we have the time and the space with no tires on there to do that. And now we're starting to look into some of the issues we have with the truck. We're going to check out the right front tire because it looks like it's got way too much camber in it. Something might be messed up in there from that hit we took. And we're also trying to get this ignition problem figured out. We got some test lights here. We're going to get into the switch panel. We're going to see why it's not starting and then try and also figure out why it's not running well. So we've got a big list of things to do, and hopefully they're all going to get us back on track. And hopefully they're going to help us run a lot better. We're running a 50-lap race this weekend. It's one of our bigger races of the year at New Smyrna. So hopefully we're going to be in as good a shape as we can be and hopefully be competitive.
But like this one, no
There's
power,
no power
there,
on that one.
no power there. And that's the same as this. These two are on the same circuit.
Where does that wire go up front?
So where does the power come for this? It's this red wire right here. And it's got no power. Let me double check. So that powers this, that powers that. That goes to the starter. Yeah, so this is supposed to be the hot wire coming in.
So we need to find that one going to the master switch. No, it's not. Well, we found the problem. This little wire was apparently the one causing all the headaches. The wire that goes from the main battery switch right here to the gauge panel right here. It didn't look like anything was wrong with it, but when that test light showed that it was not getting power to the couple switches in here that were linked together. That's why the fans worked, but the ignition and the gauges did not work. So we replaced that, hooked everything back up, and now all the switches work. So one little stupid wire was all it took to require us to get tow trucked into the trailer, which, yeah, that was pretty embarrassing after everything that we already had happen.
And it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it.
You just never know. Test lights don't lie, though. Just so we never accidentally use this wire again, we're going to give it the proper send-off. Have fun at the dump. So while we got the tires off on the trailer, we're painting some of this stuff on here. Corrose Seal, I think that's how you say it. Not a sponsored video, I wish it was. But apparently it kind of turns rust into some other something or another, helps get rid of it, and then we can paint over it. And it works really well. I don't know if you guys have ever used this, but you can see there's some surface rust spots in here. These have some surface rust on them. It's not that bad, but we might as well get ahead of it while we have the tires off. And let me show you the other side that we just did, and you can see the finished product. This is what it ends up looking like when you're done. We have not put any paint or anything on here. This is just what it did to the metal after sitting on there for a while. It looks awesome. And we'll put some paint over this just as a kind of a safety measure, but it looks great. It makes a huge difference. Alright, our next project here is going to be getting the truck started. Now that we've got the power back to the switches, we took off all the bad spark plug wires, these ones that were burnt up from the last race, and we found some spares in here. The ones we ordered have not arrived yet, so these are just some spares we had laying around that we're going to use for testing purposes. You can see they're all kind of different colors and they're not routed super pretty, but we just want to make sure it's going to fire back up now that we've got that switch or that wire fixed up. So hopefully it will start and we'll be a lot closer to getting this thing ready to go. So moment of truth, let's go.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
Switch. Switch. Okay, here we go.
Again. smooth.
That did.
Yeah.
Sounded way better than it did at the end of the race last time. Well, we got done just in the nick of time. It's starting to rain here, as it usually does on a Florida afternoon, which is fine. It's so hot out here. This actually feels pretty good right now. But we've got more progress. The trailer is on its own 2 feet again. Well, 4 feet, I guess. And these tires are going to be so much better than those cheap ones we had on there last time that were 10 years old, probably dry rotted and just at the end of their life. So fingers crossed, knock on wood, we're not going to have any more trailer problems, because that's a scary thing to have happen. The truck runs. It's going to need a couple more things, but for right now where we are in one day, to get this thing running, get the electrical problem figured out, and get the trailer back on its own feet, this is a pretty productive day for us. So we'll check a couple other things out. We didn't have time to get to this tire today. We'll figure that out. I don't think anything major is wrong there, but from there, yeah, it's just going to be making sure the setup is right, and then heading back to New Smyrna Speedway. So make sure you keep an eye on the channel. We'll be back this weekend, New Smyrna Speedway, 50 lapper, big race. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like and a comment on this video. We'll see you at the track, hopefully in a couple days.